Very warm welcome to each and everyone watching this session. Good evening, all. Once again, we are back from the team BioPoint Stream the World of Bio. We created a session on cell cycle and cell division, lecture number 2. The topic of the day is mitosis. Yes, so this is a pre-recorded video. I cannot do it live because I was trying to do the live of this chapter for the past few days, but I was not able to complete it since due to the network issues. So I'm planning to do it as a pre-recorded video and it will be premiering right now as you're watching. So I will be there in the chat section. So if you have any doubt regarding the topic I'm gonna detect or I'm gonna teach today, you have to do post it right at the time in the chat section. Surely I will be replying to you. Or else if then also it's not clear, you may contact me via my Telegram account. Surely I will reply for that. Yes. Reminding you to join the Telegram group of BioPoint where you have daily session updates, MCQs in the form of polls, and you can interact with me. The direct link to join the Telegram group is given there in the description box, and that is t.me/neat_biopoint. Yes, do join it now fast. Do hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe BioPoint Stream the World of Bio for the new videos. If you like our videos, do subscribe it for the new upcoming videos. Yes, everyone. So with the full Josh, let me move on to today's session on mitosis. Yes. This was the schedule for the day where you had 10 a.m. cell cycle and cell division. That's what get postponed to 4:15 p.m. And at 2:15 p.m. you had this morphology of flowering plants, that is leaf. And at 8 p.m. you have Telegram quiz on roots and stem. So guys, do remember I'm recording this right at 11 a.m. and that's why I'm saying this morphology has conducted at 2:15 p.m. So if any interruption happened for that session will happen or happened for that session, I'm not at all means I haven't what predicted, right? Since I'm recording in a much earlier time to schedule it at 4:15. I'm just saying like this, okay? So please do cooperate with that. Moving on to today's session. Yes, everyone. Mitosis. So what about this mitosis? Come on. Hope you all know about this mitosis. We have discussed in the previous lecture that the cell division that occur in somatic cells is what known as mitosis. Yes, the cell division that is occurring in normal body cells is what is known as mitosis. That is, once again, yes, that is the normal count of 2n chromosomes is just retained in the progeny. The 2n chromosomes will be, if the parent has a number of chromosome of 2n, it will be retained in the daughter cells, that is with the chromosomal count or diploidy 2n, that is 46 chromosomes each. Yes, 2n refers to 46 chromosomes each. Okay, so hope that's fine. It is also called as equational division, as the number of chromosomes in the parent cell as well as the progeny cells is the same. Yes, since the number of chromosomes is retained as the count of 46 or the ploidy of 2, and we can see that the number of chromosomes is retained and it is the known as the equence, it is known as the equational division. Yes, the third point, it is generally seen in diploid cells. What should we say that it is generally seen in diploid cells? That is, it is generally seen in cells with diploidy of 2n. That is with the count of chromosomes of 46. Yes. It also occurs in haploid cells of some lower plants and some social insects. Okay, it can also be seen in case of some haploid cells, that is where the ploidy is n, and in case of some lower plants and social insects. So we have learned that it is generally seen in case of diploid cells, that is the cell of 2n, and in case of the progeny also the same count or the same ploidy of 2n is maintained. Yes, So it involves the major reorganization of all cell components. That is the reorganization of components, as we have discussed. These all things were covered in the first lecture, but since I have just deleted the video, we will do it again. If anyone new is watching for this, for them to understand that, I am explaining it again. Yes. So if this is a cell, oh, let me wait. This is a recording, right? So I may do it very neatly. So if this is a cell, yes, and this is the nucleus. Oh, it's of the same color. Please wait. This is the nucleus. For the division to occur, I mean, reorganization, what happens is that at the first case, at the very first case, oh God, this color is a great issue. Okay. So in the very first case, what happens is that the nucleus, nuclear membrane starts to disappear, disintegrate and disappear. And finally that gets what? It disappears, that gets vanished, and the chromosomes or genetic material will be scattered there, and from that the chromosomes get contents. All these are the process of what? Mitosis. And finally what happens? This chromosome, I mean, this nuclear membrane is formed back. Okay, so hope it's fine. If this is the cell and this is the nucleus, what happens first? This nucleus starts to disappear or disintegrate and then just disappears. After disintegration, what happens? Then it gets disappeared, and finally, after all these stages, it is reappeared or reformed. That's what's happening in case of reorganization. Yes. So we have discussed that mitosis has four main stages. Mitosis has four main stages. Oh God. Yes. And the very first, I mean, four main stages in case of karyokinesis. Yes. So what about this karyokinesis? Mitosis has two main stages as karyokinesis and cytokinesis. So what is this karyokinesis and cytokinesis? Karyokinesis is the division of nucleus and cytokinesis is the division of cytoplasm. Yes, division of nucleus and division of cytoplasm is known as karyokinesis and cytokinesis. This karyokinesis can further be divided into four substages. Yes, and that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase are the four substages of karyokinesis. Yes. Okay, so hope it's fine. Do comment if it's perfectly clear till now. Give me hearts on the screen. So thank you for the responses. Yes, so let's move on with today's session. We are moving on in detail with prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. That are the four substages of karyokinesis. So before moving on to that, you need to understand what is the nuclear membrane, what is a chromosome, what is chromatin fibers, what is what else to say? Yeah, all these things you have to know. This all things are the topics that we have discussed in the chapter Cell, the Unit of Life. So now we are just going to have a revision on that. You know that this structure, oh God, this structure is what is set as chromosome, right? This structure is what is said as chromosome. So what about this chromosome? How this chromosome is formed? All of you know that in case of a nucleus, you will be having intertwined structures called as chromatin fibers. This thread-like coiled structures is known as what? Chromatin fibers. And that chromatin fibers in case of cell division or at the time of cell division condenses to form chromosome. Yes, at the time of cell division condenses to form chromosome. Yes, and that is what is said as chromosome and how cell chromosome is formed. So hope you have what about chromosome and its formation is clear. Then the structure of chromosomes. If you are drawing a chromosome, this is how you have to draw a chromosome. Diagram is essential for your, or important for your descriptive examinations or handwritten detailed examinations. It's very essential. I'm just highlighting this middle portion in order to remark or show the primary constriction. Yes, everyone. Primary constriction. So this portion can be said as the chromatids, two chromatids. Yes, this portion can be said as the chromatids. And this middle or the primary constriction, this primary constriction can be remarked as centromere. This primary constriction can be remarked as the centromere. Then, what else to say? There will be some specialized structures attached to the centromere that their function we will be learning today. And that structures are known as what? Kinetochores, this gray colored structures. Which is known as kinetochores. Their function we will learn it now. So hope that too is fine. The structure of a chromosome. Yes. Give me thumbs up on the screen if it's perfectly clear till now. Yes, everyone. So let me move on with the next thing. The cell nucleus. From this slide, what you have to understand, I have just inserted all these images in order to make you aware of these parts: nuclear membrane, chromatids, chromatin, fibers, chromosomes, and all. So this nucleus is an outer covering called as nuclear envelope. That is, nucleus is bounded by a membrane, and that is known as what? Nuclear membrane. That's what you have to learn from this slide. Nuclear membrane. Nucleus is bounded by a membrane, and that is known as what? Nuclear membrane. And these three parts, that is the chromosomes, chromatin, fibers, and the nucleus, are the three important things that you have to be thorough before moving on with today's session. Yes. So another thing that you have to remember is an organelle present only in animal cell. Organelle present only in animal cell. What is that? Do comment it. I will give you 5 seconds for answering. Which organelle is only present in animal cell? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The organelle or the cell organelle that is present only in case of animal cell is centrioles or centrosome. Right. Centrioles or centrosome. These are the two, the organelle that is present only in case of animal cell, and that is active only during the time of cell division. That gets active only during the time of cell division. The next thing that you should know is about the chromatin fibers and the chromatids. Yes. So this highly coiled structure is known as chromatin fibers or chromatin. Yes. And this chromatin at the time of cell division gets condensed and forms a chromosome, condensed chromosome. Yes, and this chromosome consists of arms known as chromatid. Chromatid. Oh my God. Chromatid. Yes. All these things, all these terms: chromosomes, chromatin, nucleus, nuclear membrane, centriole, centrosome, everything is perfectly fine. So with the full Josh, let me move on to today's session on the very first topic, that is prophase. Yes. So this is the overall view of the mitosis. So this each and every point will be untested very clearly after the end of today's session. So this slide will be brought back before you or on your screen after introducing all the different phases of karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Yes. So the very first stage, that is the prophase. Let's see what are the major characteristics event that is occur in case of this prophase. Let's see that. Prophase is the longest phase of mitosis. The longest phase of mitosis is the prophase, followed by the S and G2 phases of the interphase. Yes, all of you know that G1 phase, and after that what? The S phase, and after that what? The G2 phase, and after that you are starting with the M phase. So the first event of this M phase is the prophase. Yes, the very first event of the M phase is the prophase. So we can say that after S and G2 phases of an interphase, it is the prophase of mitosis. And this prophase is the longest phase in case of mitosis. Among the four different substages of karyokinesis, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase, the longest one is prophase. Yes, is it fine? Is it fine? So this diagram shows early prophase. What is this early prophase? What are the events occurring in case of this early prophase? Yes. In case of early prophase, the nuclear membrane starts to disappear. For example, you can see this yellow continuous circle. Instead of this continuous circle here, this one, this yellow circle. Instead of this continuous circle, you can see breaks in between those circles. Yes, that is what is meant as disintegration. Yes, and that is what is meant as disintegration. So disintegration of nuclear membrane, the very first event that is occurring in early prophase. Yes. So the chromatin thread starts to thicken or shorten to chrome. So for example, you can see that you already have seen that the chromatin is highly coiled structures inside the nucleus like this. But now what you can observe, they become shortened and thick in order to form the chromosomes that is required for the further nuclear division. Yes, they all thickened and form certain structures that might lead to the formation of chromosome. Is it clear? That are the events occurring in early prophase. Then next is the late prophase. What is the final events or the final things that are characteristic events happening that are going to happen in case of prophase? And the final thing in case of prophase is that chromosomal materials are untangled and condense to form mitotic chromosomes. Yes, they get untangled. That is, the chromosomes get untangled and that get condensed to form this mitotic chromosome. This structure that is known as the mitotic chromosome. They are seen to be composed of two chromatids. You can see that there will be two chromatids or two arms attached to the centromere. All these two arms are attached to the primary constriction known as what? The centromere. Yes. Primary constriction known as the centromere. Centrosome begin to move towards opposite poles of the cell. You can see that here you will be having certain structures called as centrosome or centrioles, as we have discussed in the previous lecture. They are arranged perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular to each other. That is, if one is like this, the other will be perpendicular to it. Yes, the other will be perpendicular to it. These are the two parts of a centriole, and that will be perpendicular to each other, and they might be here and they start moving towards the poles. Yes. radiates out microtubules called asters. There will be specialized radiations out of this. That is known as aster rays or asters. These two asters together with spindle fibers form this mitotic apparatus. So this when reach here, they will form certain radiations, and that radiation lead to the formation of spindle fibers. This dotted part is what is known as spindle fibers. You will be clearly understood when I move to the next part. That is a GIF. Yes. So these are the major characteristic events occurring in case of prophase. The very first thing, nuclear membrane disappears. Chromatin materials condense to form chromosome. Centrosome begin to move towards opposite poles. Instead of centrosome, you can write centrioles. Centrioles. Centriole starts moving towards opposite poles. Yes. So these are the major characteristic events of prophase. So look here, you can see the centrioles moving towards this poles. These structures are known as centrioles, right? They are moving towards from here towards the poles. You can see the spindle fibers and astral rays all in the next stage. That is clearly in the next stage, that is metaphase. Metaphase. Yes. So cells at the end of prophase do not show Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleolus, and nuclear envelope. So the organelles that are absent at the end of prophase is Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleolus, and nuclear envelope. These are the two coverings, nucleolus and nuclear envelope. All these get absent or disappeared at the end of prophase. So is the prophase clear? Is all about prophase clear? If it's fine, I would be able to move to the next phase, that is the metaphase. So give me hearts on the screen if it's perfectly fine till now, because each and every point must be very clear and understood. So do comment it. I will be reading your comments. If there is any doubt, surely I will be replying to that. Thank you for your responses. So let me move on with the next phase, that is the metaphase. What is happening? The very simple chapter is this. From that, the very simple topics are this mitosis and different phase stages of karyokinase and all. Because in the next stage of meiosis, you have to learn some more detail. That is the different stages of prophase also is included in case of meiosis. That is in the next lecture. So nuclear envelope completely disintegrates. So in this figure, this is the previous cell that we have discussed. You cannot see the nuclear membrane. Where have the nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane went? Completely disappeared or disintegrated and disappeared. Hence, the chromosomes spread through the cytoplasm of the cell. Yes, you can see these chromosomes are spread inside the cytoplasm of the cell. Chromosome condensation is completed. The chromosome is fully condensed. What do you mean by condensation of chromosome? That is, the chromatin fibers become distinct, highly distinct. Yes. They will have two sister chromatids. As we have discussed, they will have two sister chromatids. Yes, attached to the centromere. Chromosomes come light at the equator, Here, if you check, you can see that the chromosomes are simply lying straight is simply lying parallel to each other, right? In a same axis or aligned at the equator as in a same axis. Yes. So this plane of arrangement of chromosomes at metaphase is known as metaphase plate. What is metaphase plate? This much part is known as metaphase plate, where the chromosomes are arranged parallel to each other. Yes, the spindle fibers from both poles are connected to the chromatid by kinetochores in the centromere. We have learned that we have said that we will learn the function of kinetochore in today's lecture. What is that? That is the attachment of spindle fibers to the chromosome. For example, if you check here, you can see that these lines are passed through the center of this. Here too. Third chromosome 2, fourth one too. So how it is attached? It is attached by the help of chromosome. So what is the spindle fibers from this centrioles? You can see certain radiations, and that radiation result in the formation of spindle fibers, and that spindle fibers helps in the arrangement of or alignment of chromosomes at these specific places. Yes. So is metaphase clear? In the GIF, you may see that the metaphase, the chromosomes are moving from different places, are starting to align at the equator. Spindle fibers are moving towards them to join them at or connect them at the kinetochores. Yes, the chromosome aligned at the equator and the spindle fibers attached to their kinetochores. This is what happening in case of metaphase. Is it clear? Yes. So this is the stage at which we can clearly analyze or clearly study the morphology of the chromosome. Stage at which we can clearly study or observe morphology of the chromosome. The most visible, the chromosome become most visible, and we can observe it clearly in this stage, because in the anaphase, what happens next is that this chromosome splits right at this center. From this axis, it splits and moves towards the poles. Let's see how that occurs. You can see that the chromosomes which are aligned at the equatorial plane now just split it from its center and moved towards, started to move near the poles. So you can see anaphase as the shortest phase in mitosis. Shortest phase in mitosis. Centromere of each chromosome divides longitudinally. So if this is the chromosome, this was the chromosome, they divide longitudinally in the same way, and they just move on to the poles, resulting in the formation of two daughter chromatids, chromosomes of the future daughter nuclei. As the spindle fibers contract, the chromatids move from the equator to the opposite poles. So as the spindle fiber starts to contract or withdraw from this equator, the chromatids also move along with that. Yes. So this is about anaphase. You can see how it is moving from the metaphase plate towards the poles. Yes. This is how that occurs. So hope it's fine. Give me thumbs up on the screen if it's perfectly clear till now. Yes, everyone. So we have learned that the spindle fibers get reduced at this stage and causes centromere to split and chromatids separate, and they move towards the opposite poles. Yes, everyone. That is what happening in case of anaphase. Then one side move towards one pole and other moving towards opposite poles. So what we can do in case, what we can call this phase can be called as moving phase. This can be called as moving phase, since from the center it gets moved towards opposite poles. Yes. So this is the phase where the content of the chromosome get ready. I mean, content is half, chromosome number no change, because there will be DNA encased inside these chromosomes, right? Though get splitted. So the content gets reduced, but the chromosome number, that is the 46 chromosome, diploidy of 2n, will remain the same. That's all about anaphase. And next we are moving with telophase, the last and final stage of mitosis. Telophase, I mean karyokinesis of mitosis. Telophase. Next you have cytokinesis. That bit a difficult topic to understand. If got it, you may make it very thorough with that. So next is telophase. So what is happening in case of this telophase? Chromosomes cluster at opposite poles. You can see that chromosomes cluster at opposite poles. Two poles. This is not the diagram clearly. Can I please let me move on to the next slide where you have the GIF. You can see that all these are reformed. Centrioles are moved back to their initial position. Nuclear envelope, all those are formed back. The contents to chromosome are two poles. Just nuclear envelope reformed there. All these are events happening there, right? So Chromosomes clustered at the two poles just opposite to each other, they uncoil. We said that they tightly condense, shorten and tightly condense to form thick chromosomes. They just uncoil to form back the chromatins. Yes, nuclear envelope assembles around the chromatin fibers. Thus, two daughter nuclei are formed: nucleolus, Golgi complex, and endoplasmic reticulum, which first disappeared in case of prophase, just starts to reappear. Nucleolus, Golgi complex, and endoplasmic reticulum reappears. Then what happens? Spindle fibers disappear. Spindle fibers disappear in case of telophase. The spindle fibers that was not there initially, right? It was formed, it started to form at the prophase stage and clearly visible at metaphase stage. And now it started to withdraw at the anaphase stage. And what happened? Plus, it disappears at the telophase stage. So what we can see in the very first slide, we have learned the term reorganization, right? We have learned the term reorganization, right? So all the organelles or what materials that just disappeared or that just vanished just get reappeared or reformed. Yes, that is all about the nuclear division or karyokinase. Because what? The nucleus just split it up into two. This, if this cell splits, what happens? The cytoplasm also splits. So that is what is meant as cytokinesis. That is what we are going to learn next. That is splitting of this cell into two. Yes, till then what we have discussed, till now what we have discussed, the new splitting of nucleus and nucleus split it up and two further nucleuses formed. Yes, this is what happened. All those things just reappears and two different nucleus are formed. And next what we have to learn is cytokinesis. So before moving on to that, let me rewind what we have learned so far all about prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Prophase, that is the longest phase of mitosis. What all things happen there? In case of prophase, the nuclear membrane starts to disappear. Chromatins contents to form chromosomes, a Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, nuclear envelope, and nuclear membrane. All the nucleolus, all those things just disappeared. Then chromosomes become visible, centriole pairs are formed and they start to move towards the opposite poles. Yes, that all are the things that occurred in case of prophase. The next case of metaphase, what happened is that chromosomes align at the metaphase plate, that is are arranged parallelly at the equator, and that is known as metaphase plate. And they are arranged at the metaphase plate. Maximum condensation of chromosome occurs there. It is stage at which where we can easily study the morphology of a chromosome because chromosomes are distinct. In the prophase stage, it's only forming. In case of metaphase stage, it is very distinct. So we can say that it is the best stage. In a case of anaphase stage, what happens? It starts to splitten up. In case of it's splitten up, not starts splitten up, it's splitten up. So in case of telophase stage, it decondenses to form chromatin fiber. So the best stage to study morphology of chromosomes is metaphase. Next is anaphase. What happens there? The splitting of chromosomes from the middle. Centromere splits and chromatids separate and move towards the opposite poles, thereby withdrawing of spindle fibers. And at the final telophase stage, what happens? Nuclear membrane reappear, nucleolus reappear, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, everything just reappears. Chromosome became chromatin fibers, centrioles reduces back and move towards the inactive form, that is as the case of centrosome. Yes, because centrioles is only active during cell division. So if after cell division occurs, they will be getting inactivated. Next topic is cytokinesis. Next topic is cytokinesis. Oh God, what happened? What I plan to do is some other thing. What I go to some other thing. So it is the division of cytoplasm resulting in the formation of two daughter cells starts when telophase is in progress. So when telophase is in progress, the cytokinesis starts. Yes. So have you just observed in case of the telophase diagram, you can see a furrow here. Look here, you can see a furrow. Right? Okay, so you can see a furrow appearing in the middle right at the telophase stage. So at that furrow further deepens inside. From the downward portion, it moved towards upward, and from the upward portion, it moved towards downward. That is what is sent as centripetal formation, that is moving inward. So such a centripetal formation of this furrow leads to the division of cytoplasm in case of animal cell. Yes, so clearly distinct, where clearly, I mean, the cytokinesis is starting at the stage of telophase. You can see if you look at this GIF, you can see that this furrow deepens and that enables the splitting of the cell into two. Yes. So in case of animal cell, cleavage furrow is appeared in the plasma membrane. Look here, you can see a cleavage furrow that further deepens as we have seen, and that separates the cell into two. Gradually deepens and joins the center, dividing the cytoplasm into two. That is what the cytokinesis in case of animal cell. Yes, centripetal. The direction of cytokines in case of animal cell is centripetal. Yes, that's all about cytokines in animal cell. In plant cell, it's just in a different way. In case of plant cell, you can see a certain structure like this, certain dotted structures. That is known as the cell plate. So we have discussed that the cell cytokinesis in case of animal cells is by furrow formation. Yes. So then how is the cytokinesis in case of plant cell? In case of plant cell, the cytokinesis is by means of cell plate formation. That is, if this is a plant cell, usually we are denoting this plant cell in a rectangular shape, right? And there will be, or after cytokinesis, two nucleus will be formed, and there will be a cell plate at the middle. Yes. In case of animal cell, we have said that there will be furrow at the edges. Yes, at the edges. Whereas in case of this plant cell, it is at the middle, and this further moves outward. Okay, and that gets enables the splitting of the cell into two, formation of two new daughter cells. Yes, so the cell plate is moving inward to outside, and that is known as centrifugal. So cytokinesis in case of plant cell is centrifugal in direction, whereas cytokinesis in case of animal cell is centripetal in direction. So it is different from the cytokinesis in animal cells due to the presence of cell wall. In plant cell, vesicle formed from Golgi bodies accumulate at the equator, grows outward and meets the lateral walls. That is what we said as a cell plate moving outward and reaches the walls, and that helps in the division. Okay, that separates to two daughter cells and they fuse together to form the cell plate, and this separates two daughter cells, and later the cell plate becomes the middle lamella. That's all about cytokinesis in plant cell. During cytokinesis, the organelles like mitochondria and plastids get distributed between the daughter cells. They get equally distributed among daughter cells, and some organism karyokinesis is not followed by cytokinesis. Said that in some organisms, karyokinesis is not followed by cytokinesis. At this stage, what happens? There will be two nucleus in that stage. Nucleus just split up in case of karyokinesis. But if cytokinesis is not followed by that, multinucleate or two nucleate condition, or multinucleate condition will be arising, and that is known as syncytium. So syncytium condition arises, that is in case of liquid endosperm in coconut. You can see multinucleate condition, because karyokinesis may not be followed by cytokinesis. That's all for cytokinesis in plant cell. So let me go back to the very first slide as we have discussed this one. Yes, you can see the centrioles moving, nuclear membrane disintegrating, equator aligning, and after that furrow formation, anaphase occurs, that is moved towards different poles, nuclear membrane reappears, and finally the cell gets split up into two. The furrow deepens and the cell gets split up into two. This is what all the process that we have learned in case of mitosis. Yes. So hope it's perfectly clear and fine till now. So give me thumbs up if it's perfectly fine. Yes, so thank you for make me know that it's perfectly clear till now. The last and final topic is significance of mitosis. That's the end of today's lecture. So that after in the very next lecture we can start with meiosis. That will be the last and final lecture for this chapter. Yes, and after that I will be coming live with MCQ discussion, not in the form of Menti, in the form of slides, because I don't know, Menti is not working for me. Menti is becoming Senti for me. So what could I do for that? So significance of mitosis: it produces diploid daughter cells with identical genome. Yes, that is the 2N ploidy is retained. As we have started right from the beginning of this chapter, 2N ploidy retained, 2N ploidy retained. The same thing we have just repeated in case of mitosis. It helps to retain the same number of chromosome in all somatic cells. That is the 46. The count of chromosome that is just retained from the parent as well as in the progeny cells. It helps in body growth of multicellular organisms. That is, since it is found in body cells, occurring in body cell division occurs in the growth of the body. Mitosis in meristematic tissues helps in the continuous growth of the plant throughout their life. Restores nucleocytoplasmic ratio that distributed due to the cell. That is the ratio between the nucleus and cytoplasm is known as nucleocytoplasmic ratio, and it's just maintains the nucleocytoplasmic ratio. Among that, helps in cell repair and replacement. Example, cells of upper layer of epidermis and lining of gut and blood. All these are just repaired with the help of this cell division called mitosis. So that's all for today. Hope each and every point is clear till now. My throat just dried up. Just speaking continuous for a long time. So do join the Telegram group if anyone new is watching, and the direct link is given there in the Telegram group, and that is t.me/need_biopoint. So that's all for today. Do hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Biopoint, stream the world of bio. Bye bye.